Hey guys, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Today I am joined with a super special guest. He is a new game changer. He is a Cubs fan. That's my big hint there. And I'm not a huge fan of the Cubs, but I'm glad to be having Cubsfan Han on today. Cubsfan Han, how are you doing, man?
Hey man, great. Thanks for having me on your video.
Alright, so we're going to be debating about all sorts of things from Gear 12 to territory battles to all new stuff like BB8, farming the First Order, and Galactic War. So many things everybody's just been complaining about. Maybe there's some speculation too. I don't know. We're just going to get rolling. So let's start with the most controversial, in my opinion, Gear 12. Gear 12 added a huge aspect to the game. It changed Galactic War. It's changed Arena. It's really annoying. Territory battles doesn't help with getting that gear up, and I don't have any Gear 12 characters. Do you?
Yeah, man. I definitely prioritized it as soon as Gear 12 hit. I wanted to get there as soon as possible because I was at the top of my Arena shard, and I knew it was going to be a must, so I saved up crystals for a while before, and I've got 4 Gear 12 characters, which is my Arena team.
That's incredible.
And then I'm waiting on Thrawn. I actually have the gear to take Thrawn to Gear 12, but I only have my Thrawn at 5 stars, so I can't take him to Gear 12. So I'm looking at a little orange plus mark there that's just mocking me.
Oh, that's horrible. So Galactic War, is Galactic War hard for you?
To be honest, I know a lot of people seem to struggle with Galactic War, and I'd kind of like to dive into that and do a little more research on it, because for me it hasn't been a struggle at all. In fact, a lot of my Galactic Wars I can auto through, and I'm not a super whale by any means. I'm primarily free to play. I think that my count, for whatever reason, my count just might be hitting it just right. I know 12 is always broken, so that helps. But yeah, I've kind of been able to get through it for the most part. What about you, man? Are you having a hard time getting through yours?
I have a Resistance Zeta team, so I clear mine out pretty well, but I constantly help some guys. They always ask me for advice. I'd say for the lower guys who didn't get CLS or Thrawn, you're in a tough spot, so you got to use your Darth Nihilus. If you don't have Darth Nihilus, I mean, you're not going to complete Galactic War for a while when you face those CLS teams. They're just too strong. They're just too powerful. CLS really changed the game, in my opinion. Having him at Gear 12, that's like extra horrible. And if you don't have CLS, it's just like, it just gets exponentially worse as we go, you know, down the line of the power creep, and what I mean by power creep is you have more overpowered characters as you develop in the game. So, you know, at one point the best character was Wedge, and then they added, you know, Chirrut and Baze, and then they added, you know, Darth Nihilus and Thrawn, and then Commander Luke Skywalker. And so what's happening right now is they're just getting more and more overpowered characters, which might change the development of the game too. From starting levels, like if you're going from 0 to 80 now, maybe your goal is to prioritize getting Luke Skywalker. I mean, that's just a thought, though. I went on a little tangent there. Next is territory battles. So the big problem with territory battles is it feels like a chore, in all honesty. It just feels like time consumption, and there's not much getting out of it. When you look at the rewards were quite horrendous. I mean, I love the guild token currency, but I do not like the gear. The gear was a slap to the face for a lot of people and a lot of investment in Captain Han Solo. So what are your thoughts about territory battles?
You know, I'm not sure I agree quite with what you said, mainly because of what the developers are responding to. Now, it remains to be seen what territory battles is going to end up being. Something I think everyone should keep in mind is that this has been released to us in every territory battle. There seems to be some kind of adjustment. And I read the announcement that came out yesterday. CG Kazi Spoon mentions that we're going to have new prize boxes that does contain some of that gear, that you know, those Mark 5 guns, those Mark 3 cuffs, etc. that seem to be a real crunch. And they're increasing the rewards. So I think that they noticed those complaints, and they seem to be responding to them. Whether it's enough remains to be seen, and I think that the pulse of the community will probably strongly respond one way or the other, as this community is really good at doing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, and I honestly don't feel like it's everyone's perspective. You know, some people might not enjoy territory battles like somebody might not enjoy Galactic War. You know, some people feel Galactic War is a chore, and they don't enjoy it as much. I personally like playing this game. I don't like doing much else than just sitting down and doing a battle. And so if I'm doing a battle, I'm going to be pretty happy. And I've been playing the game since launch. So I do my Galactic War every day. I enjoy doing it. And I do every phase of territory battles that I can, and I enjoy it. I'm a guild leader as well, and so I think the organization of territory battles has been kind of exciting. I can understand some people feel maybe we could have gotten more out of territory battles, which just fighting snowtroopers over and over and over again kind of gets stale, and I can appreciate that. But I do feel that the mechanics of the actual battle have been enjoyable enough for me, at least, to have you know, the platoons, the ion cannon, that kind of thing going on. And then I think we fight an ATST once you get your 7-star Rolo, but
yeah,
that's gonna be a ways away still. So anyway, I'm kind of, something you'll find about me, and something I tell my subs at least, is I tend to be more positive about the game. I like to point out criticisms and to send those to EA because I think they're really important and they definitely get sent out a lot. But I kind of take things in stride, you know, and I have a lot of faith. Sorry, I'm kind of going on a tangent myself now.
It's all right.
But with territory battles too, this is the beginning of territory battles. I think there's a pretty strong likelihood we could see a dark side territory battle at some point. We could see multiple territory battles for different, maybe one for the Last Jedi, maybe one for, you know, different areas of, maybe one for the Battle of Endor.
Yeah, there's lots of options.
On and on. So we could see a lot more going on with territory battles, and I think this is kind of a ease into it, and I'm optimistic that territory battles will get a lot more exciting.
Yeah, and you're totally right. You know, for the people who haven't noticed the posts on EA, the developers do look at what we say. They want to fix everything that's wrong, and they're really trying to get people to be excited, and they're always going to fix, you know, something that they believe is wrong with territory battles. So that's going to be good to see in effect. So territory battles is going on right now. You're probably in phase 3 by the time you're watching this video, so help your guild out, show a little optimism. That's Cubsfan Han's message, and I'm with you, dude. I think that, you know, that's gonna help out a lot, and in territory battles we just gotta give it another chance. I think it'll hopefully pay off. And you spoke a little bit about gear, which is great, because gear is another part we're going to go into. The fleet store has changed. They took out all the gear. I was farming only gear from the fleet arena store. Now, the only things I can farm are like character shards, ships, and Zeta Mats and Omegas. So I was personally kind of like, I was taken off guard. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, wow, they took my one way of getting good gear. But maybe there's a new, you know, maybe territory battles will supply that gear. Who knows? I mean, who knows? What do you think about that? And moving it to the shard shop now, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I personally don't see much of a reason. I like what they did in other areas. I like that they gave us a new gearbox in territory battles that's going to include a lot of that gear that a lot of us were probably farming in the fleet shipments. So I think that's maybe part of their logic. And then also we're seeing it in the shard shop now. I think the shard shop is tremendously improved. I was never buying character shards in there after I got my Vader to 7 stars. And then maybe an off character here and there. I remember I bought Nyla shard shop, but other than that, I don't really do much. So I think putting gear in there is a great improvement. A feedback that some of the game changers have wanted to give to the devs is to put fully crafted gear in there. I don't know if that's happening or not. At this point, but that's something that we've all kind of said, hey, can't we get fully crafted gear there? So hopefully that'll happen. A shard shop. But for the fleet store, I see it 2 ways. Number one, I don't get why we need to take that gear out of there. It was good gear. I really liked farming cuffs in there. I liked farming guns in there and carbantes. Getting some extra carbantes when I was on a crunch. So I'm with you. I'm a little bit disappointed about that. But there's also a part of me on the flip side that it kind of takes away some dilemmas for me. Because I never wanted to farm ships in there because the gear is right there.
Exactly.
So why would I farm a ship that I don't... I mean, I'm not a huge fan of ships. I hope that's a mechanic in the game that I really hope gets addressed and improves. But for now, I kind of just do my ships to get by. Probably should farm ships more so that I'm ready for whatever's coming or ready for the last phases of territory battles. But I haven't been doing that in the fleet shipments. I've pretty much only been doing it in Galactic War because I want the gear more. So there's a part of me that I'm okay with the gear being taken out because now that dilemma isn't there for me anymore. It'll be easier for me to farm ships.
I'm totally with you. The shard shop being fully crafted gear kind of needs to be in there, I think. So far what I've seen is kind of...
we had it before. We had those, what was it, 6,000 pieces for a
Mark 5 droid collar,
Mark 5 furnace.
Yeah, Mark
or
5
a
furnace.
Droid collar. For a lot of people, that used to be the needed must-have gear. It might, for younger players, it probably still is. For those of us who've been playing for a long time, those are kind of a thing of the past, and now it's all about carbantes and guns and cuffs. And so, man, if I could see a fully crafted cuff or a fully crafted gun in the shard shop, I'd be pretty happy. I would definitely save up. I would definitely buy some extra shards in Galactic War just to convert it into a fully crafted gun. You can bet that. For
sure. I mean, I'm 100% with you. Based on how they priced them, it looks like 2,000 shard store currency will be the maybe fully crafted price for stun cuff or whatever, and that would just help out. You know, that'd make the game progress a little faster. Another thing I was maybe thinking was ships could have a new store maybe in the future. since they took out the gear from one store, maybe they put it in another ship store. Who knows? I mean, they could do all sorts of things with ships, but ships definitely need some love, I think, right now. It's been so dry lately.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I don't know why that is. It's something that I'm curious about because they rolled out some pretty awesome new content with ships. If I don't know if you were around when they came out, I bet you were.
Yeah.
But I was so excited about ships. I thought it was sweet. It was a totally new area of the game to go knock out. And we've got a few new ships that have been added since, but by and large, we really haven't got that much more. And so part of me wonders, from their business model, are ships just not making any money? Are they just kind of leaving them off the side because we still keep getting these characters, you know, character after character after character? We got another one, BB8, who they're releasing. So I don't know why they would, because to me, if I'm sitting at EA, I'm thinking, I put all this effort into these awesome new graphics for ships. Why would you want to just let that kind of wither? I don't understand that. So I hope it gets addressed at some point. But for now, I think for a lot of people, it does feel stale.
Yeah, and part of the reason also is because there's no incentive to be first in the fleet arena prizes. They're just not very good, like first compared to 50th. So that's another thing that doesn't motivate anybody to do well in ships.
Yeah, if they put crystals as a reward in the fleet arena and made that the same tiering as the squad arena,
yeah,
then my interest would perk up a lot. It's funny because I finish first Monday through Friday. I have an agreement. I finish first Monday through Friday in my arena, and then second on Saturday and Sunday. And I finish like 400th to 600th in ships every day because I don't even care.
yeah, and you don't need to.
And that's shame on me. I miss out on fleet shipment stuff. And so that's shame on me for missing out on that. But you know what? I don't really feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. I'm going to detour a little bit because some people have also had questions about Hermit Yoda and as to whether to farm Hermit Yoda or the Gear 12 gear out of the guild event store. I say farm Gear 12. I don't really know how good Hermit Yoda is going to be. I'm kind of unsure. I feel like Zeta Barris and Kenobi already take care of CLS and his problems, but that's just me. I just don't see Hermit Yoda being that great. He just adds constant protection and health. What are your thoughts about him?
I think that Hermit Yoda, if you are looking to be a counter to Commander Luke Skywalker, and you're specifically looking at running General Kenobi and Zeta Barris, Hermit Yoda could be a very powerful addition to your team. Because he is going to be, if you got General Kenobi as a leader, you're going to have two characters that can call a swarm attack when they're healing. Because in General Kenobi's, I forget exactly where it is in his kit, but I think it's a Jedi. I want to say it's a Jedi. It does a healing ability at full health. Then everyone at full health
swarms attacks. Yeah.
And so that's super nice to have. There's a lot of other reasons I think Hermit Yoda will be good, but I don't think he's going to be essential for the arena. If you're doing all right in the arena, I don't think you need to rush to farm him because if everyone else has him, then you'll be screwed. I think he'll be manageable. It's hard to say because it's really in theory at this point. I remember when Fulcrum Ahsoka first hit, I thought, holy crap, I have to spend money on this character or I'm going to be screwed in the arena. And it turned out that wasn't the case at all. She ended up getting ushered out pretty quick. A lot of people regretted spending money on her at first. Now she's kind of back with the Commander Luke Skywalker. But whatever the case is, I don't think that you're going to have him to be successful in the arena. But I do think there's something else people should consider about Hermit Yoda. Look at how we unlocked Commander Luke Skywalker and how unbelievably OP Commander Luke Skywalker is. Now, you might complain about how OP Luke Skywalker is, you might not. The fact remains, he's super solid, and like him or hate him, you probably want him in your squad either way. So the way that we unlocked Commander Luke was with A New Hope characters. We needed to have Old Ben, we needed to have Stormtrooper Han, we need to have Leia, R2, and Farm Boy Luke for that journey. Now, for them to start, for EA to start, and I don't have any inside information on this, this is pure speculation, but for EA to start a hero's journey with Commander Luke, I beg the question, why would they start that and finish it with Empire Strikes Back? I really don't think that they will. I am pretty convinced that we are going to have a Jedi Luke from Episode 6 in the game. Then we are going to need Rolo, or Rebel Officer Leia Organa, Captain Han Solo, Commander Luke Skywalker, Hermit Yoda, and then probably R2-D2.
Orlando Calrissian.
So what I'm doing, this is me personally, that Gear 12 gear is really important. And so, yeah, you got to use your currency for Gear 12 gear. But I'm snagging like 5 to 10 Hermit Yoda shards every territory battle just in case. I'm a lot more concerned about not having Hermit Yoda for Jedi Luke than I am not having him for the arena.
Yeah, I think that was a perfect tangent. I was about to ask if you need Hermit Yoda to get the next part of Luke's hero's journey, and you perfectly answered my question. I'm kind of with you. I'm unsure, you know. I think that's what they're gonna do. I don't know the time frame in which they'll initiate, you know, by the way, you guys need Hermit Yoda, but I will say that it is really, really likely that you will need Hermit Yoda in order to continue Luke's hero's journey. So hopefully Luke's hero's journey event, the first one, will come back soon, so everybody can at least unlock him and start to gear him up by the time the second one comes around, which I have no doubt they'll do that. Moving on to events popping out of nowhere. BB8. Man, BB8 is the new droid. He's got a 70-turn cooldown special. He's awesome. He's a droid and resistance character like R2, but he's super cool. He's like adorable. He's got a little ball. I don't know. I like him, but you need the first order. 5 stars to unlock him. He needs 145 stars. He's another legendary character. What are your thoughts on them introducing that?
You know what? I'm fine with it. I think it makes sense. We should really anticipate that we are going to be getting First Order and Resistance characters between now and December, because we got The Last Jedi coming out. It only makes sense. And so I'm not surprised that they're starting with BB8. I think, and a lot of people, anytime we have an event like this, every time, every time, people are going to complain about the character requirements. They complained a lot about Commander Luke. They're going to complain about First Order. And you know what? I just, for BB8, the biggest question I have is he that essential for you? Like, do you honestly have a Resistance team that isn't working that needs BB8 in it? I think he's going to be great to have. Me personally, I have First Order characters at 2 stars right now. I'm probably not going to get him. Probably not.
Probably.
I hope I will, and I'm going to take advantage of the double drops and try to do my best to get him at 5 stars, like I did with Thrawn. That's the best I could do for Thrawn at the time. But I don't think that people are going to miss out on that much without BB8, other than, because in my opinion, I don't know if you saw my BB8 video, but EA gave us footage of BB8, and in that footage, they had 3 arena battles that BB8 competed in. What makes BB8 so awesome is Illuminated Destiny. That is like the craziest buff I've ever seen in any ability anywhere. It's insane.
It looks awesome.
What it does.
Yeah.
It gives you everything. It gives you turn meter. It gives you offense. It gives you critical damage. It gives you
advantage.
I think it gives
critical
advantage.
Yeah. Exposes all enemies.
It gives you everything, and then it recovers protection for droids, I think, too. Anyway, and it's unevadable. Crazy. It's just insane. And it also exposes everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, once that ability gets used, you are going to
win.
You're just going to dominate people. But the kicker to it is that 70-turn cooldown. And in that footage, he never used the ability once in an arena battle. Now, it could just be that, you know, they put that footage together. Maybe they didn't plan around it, or maybe they didn't put the right team in or strategize the right way to get it there. Maybe people find use. But my speculation is that in the arena, it's going to be very, very difficult to use Illuminated Destiny when it's meaningful. Maybe you'll be able to use it, but then there's 1 character left and the battle's already decided. Anyway, so who cares? And now the disclaimer to that is perhaps we'll get a new Resistance character or some character that can help speed up that cooldown. So maybe that could happen.
I was going to say maybe a character who could, you know, decrease the cooldowns of their own team by chance. Maybe, I mean, that could be something that we've never seen that before.
Maybe it's highlight target enemy and set their cooldowns to 0.
Yeah.
Or target ally. That would make BB8 meta instantly, I think.
Yeah, but he's not going to be a game changer like CLS. I think he's going to be a cool character, you know, but by the time you get that 70, you know, turn cooldown reduced all the way to 0, you're ready to use it. I mean, you can either win the full battle with a Resistance team anyway, using like Finn, Poe, Resistance Trooper. They just constantly expose everybody until, you know, so like you don't really need him, but it would be good to have him, I think, you know. There's no...
Well, he's got that potency up, and potency up is really, really solid for Resistance.
Yeah,
so people still find use for him in the arena. I think it's a lot more likely that people will just really salivate over BB8 for raids and territory battles.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
A lot more usage in those areas because you've got longer battles, and I did confirm with the developers that that cooldown does not reset after each phase of territory battles. Or each phase
Yeah.
in a territory battle, in one of those combat missions.
Yeah, like round
So
one,
by
two.
the time you get to phase 5 and 6 of those battles, you're probably going to be able to use Illuminated Destiny, and maybe if you're struggling to win the battle, I think you won't anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. That's really good. So, final things before we close off the video. One thing for you. If you were to request anything from a dev or anything, like if you were to see one change in the game, what would it be? Like, what would make the game 10 times better?
Mod movement.
Mod movement.
Yes. Right now, mod management is so tedious. If you want to move mods from one character to another, you have to do it one at a time, and it costs you a ton of credits, and it can be just a tremendous waste of time. What I would like to see, probably my #1 request from the devs, honestly, would be being able to save a set of mods. So I've got these 6 mods on Commander Luke right now, and then I'm going to go do a battle, and I want to take those 6 mods and dump them onto, you know, Princess Leia. And so I can just take those mods and dump all 6 of them on Princess Leia at once and be done. That would be super, super, super helpful. Right now, I don't move mods ever because it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is. I would say one thing that I would like to see would be a way to, if you get a 7-star Han and a 7-star General Kenobi, you get to choose the salvage you get from the Rancor Awards. You don't get to choose how much you get, but you do get to choose the salvage. I think that would really help with the gear crunch, because I'm tired of getting challenge gear from Heroic AT or these Mark IV, like, Tenacity.
That's a
I don't
good
even know what
point.
they're called. I mean, like, you know, at some point, it doesn't help to have 500 furnaces and no Tenacity hollow projectors. For me, I just don't see it. So
yeah, I don't think they would. I really think it's unlikely they would let you choose just by the way the game is set up. But I do think it's realistic and very appropriate to request that the challenge gear is taken out of the equation, because that seems to be what you always get. Something you've got 1,000 of.
Except
so
for
I agree with you
Carbantes.
on that.
Except for Carbantes in the Rancor raid.
Yeah, leave the Carbantes. Yeah, that's a good point. That's the only piece of gear that somehow escaped the challenge donation, or just getting unlimited of it.
Yeah. So, Cubsfan Han, I appreciate you coming out so much, man. Thanks for making this video.
Yeah, you bet.
It was really fun. We talked about all sorts of stuff. I wish everybody watching the best of luck in their territory battles. I hope it goes much better. I hope the rewards are a lot better. I hope you guys get BB8. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and Cubsfan Han's channel's link is in the description, so be sure to check out all his videos. He's got amazing content, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.